Hi friends, this is Mona. Welcome to Miracle Creatures channel. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel, like, comment and click the bell icon to get the latest videos. Some birds have completely lost the power of flight during the course of evolution. The close similarity in the basic structure of flightless and flying birds, however, indicates that they all had a common flying ancestor. The rudimentary wings and the flightless condition of penguins and the ratites, ostriches and the like, is therefore a secondary, specialized condition. That flightlessness as a secondary condition is made still more apparent in other flightless birds that belong to families most of whose members are capable of flight. The extinct great auk of the North Atlantic is one of the best known examples of such a flightless bird. The rail family also is noted for having many flightless species living on islands in the Pacific and the South Atlantic. Loss of flight seems to occur most often on isolated islands where there are no mammalian predators. In New Zealand, where there are no native land mammals of any kind, there were many species of extinct flightless moyas, and there are still flightless kiwis, penguins, and rails as well as a duck, an owl, and several songbirds that are nearly flightless. The ratites of South America, via Africa, ostrich, and Australia, cassowary, present an apparent contradiction to this correlation of mammal-free island habitats with bird flightlessness. Another adaptation, however, their great size, has enabled these birds to escape predation by mammals. Walking and hopping. The bipedal gait of birds, dictated by modification of the forelimbs for flight, necessitates manipulation of food by the bill and feet. This poses problems in balance. The relative lengths of the segments of the legs must be such that, as the bird shifts from a standing to a sitting position, its center of gravity remains over the feet. As some birds moved out of the trees and became terrestrial or aquatic, their legs were accordingly modified. In very large, slow-moving birds such as moyas, the leg bones became very heavy. The toes became shorter, and the opposable first toe has been lost in rapidly running forms such as rheas and ostriches. The ostrich is the fastest runner, crossing stretches of savanna at a speed of 72.5 km per hour, 45 miles per hour. The toes became very long in birds that walk on aquatic vegetation or soft ground. Jacanas with their greatly elongated toes and claws walk over floating water weeds, and herons with long legs wade in shallow water. Wading birds developed long, thin legs, and climbing birds developed short legs with strongly curved, sharp claws. In swimming and diving birds, webs developed between the toes or lobes on the sides of the toes. Terrestrial birds such as pheasants tend to walk, arboreal songbirds tend to hop as they travel from branch to branch. Tree dwellers such as woodpeckers, toucans, and the other members of order Passerformes, as well as parrots, can travel easily up and down trees because both of their outer toes face backward. In almost all other birds, only one toe faces to the rear. Parrots often walk along branches, and house sparrows hop when they come to the ground, while palm warblers walk on the ground, and some songbirds, such as American robins and European blackbirds, may both walk and hop. Some birds with small feet, such as swifts, hummingbirds, bee-eaters, and many hornbills, use their feet only for perching and rarely walk at all. Other birds with robust feet, such as guinea fowl and rails, do most of their moving about on foot. The usual position of a bird's body in walking is more or less parallel to the ground. But the penguins, with their feet far to the rear of their bodies, stand upright as they waddle along. When the Adélie penguin makes its trek of many miles over the snow-covered ice to its breeding grounds, it may vary its awkward waddle with periods of tobogganing, i.e., sliding along on its breast and propelling itself with thrusts of its feet. Swimming and diving. Some birds, auks, diving petrels, and certain ducks, use the wings for propulsion underwater as well as in the air. The wings of penguins have become highly modified into paddles that allow them to fly underwater. They use their webbed feet only for steering. Auks, on the other hand, use both their wings and webbed feet in swimming underwater. Several other water birds have become so adapted to swimming that they are practically helpless on land. In this class are loons, which shuffle awkwardly the few feet from the water to their nests. Swimming in birds is usually correlated with webbed feet, but coots and grebes, with only lobes on their toes, also swim and dive, and gallinules, with neither webs nor lobes, commonly swim. On the other hand, frigate birds, with partly webbed feet, never swim. Some birds, such as the mallard, usually swim at the surface, feeding only as far underwater as they can reach by dipping their heads. Other ducks, such as scotters and poachers, commonly dive to the bottom for their food, and cormorants, auks, and loons pursue fish underwater. Sometimes loons are taken at remarkable depths in fishermen's nets and on set lines, indicating that they may dive as deep as 61 meters (200 feet). Emperor penguins, however, are the best divers, having been recorded at depths of 483 meters (1,584 feet). Pond ducks, such as mallards and teals, spring straight up from the water's surface into the air in flight, but many swimming birds, for example, coots, grebes, cormorants, and diving ducks, take off with a long spattering run along the surface. Birds depend to a great extent on innate behavior, responding automatically to specific visual or auditory stimuli. Even much of their feeding and reproductive behavior is stereotyped. Feather care is vital to keep the wings and tail in flying condition and the rest of the feathers in place, where they can act as insulation. Consequently, preening, oiling, shaking, and stretching movements are well developed and regularly used. Some movements, such as the simultaneous stretching of one wing, one leg, and half the tail, all on the same side, are widespread if not universal among birds. Stretching both wings upward, either folded or spread, is another common movement, as is a shaking of the whole body beginning at the posterior end. Other movements have evolved in connection with bathing, either in water or in dust. Such comfort movements have frequently become ritualized as components of displays. Many birds maintain a minimum distance between themselves and their neighbors, as can be seen in the spacing of a flock of swallows perched on a wire. In the breeding season, most species maintain territories, defending areas ranging from the immediate vicinity of the nest to extensive areas in which a pair not only nests but also forages. The frequency of actual fighting is greatly reduced by ritualized threat and appeasement displays. Birds range from solitary example, many birds of prey to highly gregarious, such as the Guanay cormorants of the Peru current off the west coast of South America, which nest in enormous colonies of hundreds of thousands and feed in large flocks with boobies and pelicans. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel, like, comment and click the bell icon to get the latest videos. Bye, friends.